the animated sequel to 2018's Oscar-winning Spider-Man, Into the Spiderverse, was released earlier this month, Pride Month, reuniting viewers with the first biracial Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and it's voiced by Shameik Moore. And countless Spideys were included from other dimensions, including Spider-Gwen, also known as Spider-Woman. Fans who've seen the film are now theorizing that Gwen is trans, or at least an allegory for the trans experience, due to several queer-coded and queer-colored clues. Excuse me. It all comes after Spiderverse fans noticed a trans pride flag bearing the words protest and protect trans kids in the background of a trailer for the film earlier this year. In a film with multiple animation styles, the color palette used for all of Gwen's scenes on Earth-65 appears imbued with the pastel blue, pink, and white colors of the trans pride flag. Gwen and the environment around her have practically been drenched in the trans pride colors during the sequence, with many seeing the scene itself as a metaphor for coming out. In the film, Gwen is forced to hide her identity from judgmental eyes in a world where society misunderstands and despises Spider-Woman. To top it all off, eagle-eyed viewers noticed that during the same scene, a trans pride flag badge could be seen pinned to Gwen's father's police uniform. Gwen Stacy is trans. The internet will not be convinced otherwise. So, question 5. Now we finally get to it. Question 5 with a Bacardi shot. I swallow that. I agree that Spider-Woman, a.k.a. Gwen Stacy, is trans in Across the Spider-Verse.
I'll take the shot only because it's a cartoon.
Yes.
It's a show. We can make whatever we want out of it. You know, Chewbacca has a husband. Mark Hamill doesn't know that, but it's canon, quote unquote. So why not make Gwen trans?
I think the allegory is accurate, but I will say almost any Marvel movie that deals with any kind of multiversal kind of thing, anything's a possibility, right? I mean, the entire purpose of the X-Men thing was about the queer resistance, the black resistance, all of that was there, is built in as like subtext. So I think that based on just the concept of a multiverse, sure, this Gwen Stacy could very easily be trans. There's nothing about it. It's like, oh, that's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
If it can easily be accomplished, I just challenged the observation you just made. If it can be easily accomplished because the multiverse allows for any combination of any conclusion, what's the big deal then?
Then why does it seem so closeted also? That it's all Easter eggs and hints and, oh, we use this color here. Just, I love seeing the representation. I really do think it matters. I just wish it didn't feel like closeted representation.
Well, it's because for the exact same reason that Bud Light is sitting there now saying, what did we do, right?
Yeah.
We are, no matter how much progress we make, we're still making progress within a certain context.
I'm not picking on you then. Let's return to your first observation. Then there's really no great value in the representation because it's really not authentic representation.
But it's not, but the thing is, it's not stated representation to begin with, right? It is a perceived representation based on clues given in the movie. That could be clues for any sort of context. So I'm saying that based on the clues here given, they are dropping these types of hints, these types of things. I mean, if you look at like modern day Gwen Stacy in like the regular Earth, that's Peter Parker's girlfriend, right? Like it's not based on I mean, that's the part of like when you think about animated things, you have to be careful. It doesn't matter about context. At the end of the day, this is still for children. This is still a corporation making a movie for children. So there's only so far, even if their intention is good, there's still only so far.
Are you excited about this? Gwen, you know, the blonde in the original Spider-Man movie.
No.
You know.
I can give three shits about any of the Spideys. I don't give a crap.
Spider-Gwen
I
comic
shut up
series
during these stupid Marvel stories because I have no interest in them at all. I'm busy having sex when you guys are playing video games and watching this stupid shit.
I will say,
you know,
though,
there's that.
Here's the thing, I will say.
Wait, did you just say we all live in our mother's basement?
Wait. Did you just say you can't have sex during a Marvel movie? Is that what I'm hearing too? You're doing it wrong.
Wait, clearly she has never gone back and forth in Endgame where Thanos and the Hulk are battling it
yeah.
out. Clearly,
But I will say though, I'll say this.
because you can be in bed and still enjoy the.
Ridiculous. you actually would personally love, like this aside, you would love the Spider-Gwen comic book series.
Iconic.
Because it is very feminist. It is like very femme forward, even the villains, all of it. It's actually quite amazing.
Here's my simple
okay.
question:
All right.
Do you understand anything that Chicken Wing is saying here tonight?
Do you understand anything the boiled white meat is saying over
The
here?
colonizer here? I'm used to him.
The unseasoned pork.
Regardless of Gwen is trans or not, what it could be, and it's all simplicity with Occam's razor. In simplicity, it could just be the animators throwing in, "Hey, we see you, we support you, we love you." It doesn't have to be this whole multifaceted level, multi-universal. Gwen is trans. It could just be the animators sneaking something in there, maybe.
Now,
So don't you think the hints and the clues make it more authentic? That's not
Yes.
in your face.
Like the badge itself on the father's sleeve, like that alone.
Because if you notice, you know what it is.
Yes.
And if you don't know what it
You
is,
don't
then
know.
you're just
You know, it's
don't
the one thing.
It's
I'm
the
not
hint
sure I
of
agree
motivation.
with that everything that Nancy is saying, but I do have respect to whoever thought this strategy out because they definitely wanted to capture this consumer in watching this because
You recognize
this
it.
consumer recognizes and therefore creates fandom for it. And so
Well,
that was a really smart.
one last thing I'll say, right? And because I know we're running out of time.
Yes.
The thing is with this, right? This is different. When you're talking about an animated feature, that's different. That requires nothing is done by chance. Nothing. Nothing is a mistake. Nothing. It's all pre-planned. So anything that you see in there, whether it be the trans flag, whether it be the color scheme, everything has intention.
Was thought through. Yeah.
Correct.
Has an
Which
intention.
is the
Jonathan
observation that you make in terms of Occam's razor.
He wants you to call him Jonathan Casañas.
Yes, Jonathan Casañas.
You'll get my
Dude.
name right one day.
Dude.
It's okay.
Your tits aren't
I
big enough.
know Cameron's
Girl, yes, they
name.
are.
But Occam's razor is the most likely answer. Is
Usually
most
right.
often the simplest, most obvious answer, which is both of you
You and
now have
science
said
shit
the same
today.
thing. That's right. All right. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.